Now, if you missed this, Haiden Deegan on Friday during the press day at Arlington dropped the news that he was no longer working one-on-one with Christian Craig. Now, obviously, Craig, who signed with the Yamaha team again this year, or back this year for the 450 ride, hasn't ridden for them yet. And I think Indianapolis, correct me if I'm wrong on that, is supposedly his like start date or his debut ride, whatever you want to call it. And well, he is no longer, I guess, the one-on-one trainer for Haiden Deegan. And you gotta say, Christian Craig, super good on the 250s, especially in that Yamaha, smooth as hell on the whoops, and probably wouldn't have been a bad trainer for almost anybody else. But you can tell this year something's off with Deegan. I mean, he's still. I say this in the grain of salt that it should take. Something is off with him, as he should have been and is probably the championship number one contender, whatever you want to call it, coming into this year. And as of right now, he is number one in the points. I mean, granted, that is Juju Smith Schuster with an injury last week at Arlington, which obviously didn't do very well. Jordan Smith with an injury, he's gone. So Deegan has a pretty, I would say, pretty easy run to his championship now, and he should have had it in general. I mean, other than the horribly bad starts he's had all year long. I mean, even in every one of those the Triple Crown races in Arlington, he was not first, second, third. He was like eighth, ninth, 10th. And granted, he was seconds a lap faster than everybody else. Made it a pretty easy night for him when you consider how bad he started to win. And you got to say, it's just something's a little different. I don't know. Like, he doesn't look or hasn't looked like the guy who should come out and just dominate. And he does have a quote saying this: Christian is still a big part of the STAR program. He is still helping mentor all of us, and he is still in my corner deeply as a friend, and he still helps us out. Swaney was kind of already helping us in the first place, like sending the program to Christian and stuff. He was just kind of there to apply it, and I was trying my own one-on-one thing, you know? I was trying to see if I could get better in a way. It's none of Christian's fault, it's my decision in the end. I just went back to training with the team in Swanee and get that intensity back. I feel like riding by myself, maybe I lost a little of that. I just had to get back in the Swanee group and train with those guys and battling it out and having those little rivals during the week. That's really the only reason. Now, he makes a good point. I mean, obviously, training by yourself, you're, I guess, by yourself. There's no time differentiation. You're not racing against somebody. You're not looking at their times versus yours, or you're not training doing motos with somebody and seeing where they're faster in a section or where you're faster in a section. So I can see where that is, that training by yourself, you lose some of that competitive side of things. You're not always matching yourself up against somebody. You're not comparing where I am here against where they are, or what can I do better. But I do have to say that has absolutely nothing to do with the starts. I mean, that's a wholly separate thing. I mean, who knows? That's the one, I would say the one problem he has this year is his starting. If he had gotten better starts in all of the first two, three, 4 rounds, he would be so far ahead it's not even funny. Consider, I mean, he literally is at some points a second a lap faster than everybody else. If he's starting out front and not having to run through the pack, it's going to be him just running away with it. Now, I believe if I'm correct, he said that he'd already been training with Swanee for a couple weeks now. And obviously, with this weekend being Daytona, they're going to have the West. Well, he's going to have a week off there. So he gets a little more training with the team and with Swanee instead of with uh, Craig. And then we go into the East West shootout, which is going to be fun because obviously you're going to get Kitchen and all the East guys that technically ran away, whatever, ran away from the West and now race or are racing the East this year. You're going to get to see all of those guys mashed in together, all the injuries and everybody, the geriatric ward that it's going to be. And I mean, that's the real test of things when, like, you get the whole 250 field together where everyone falls. I mean, obviously there's going to be, or not going to be, there is a lot of injuries this year already, so it's not the full field, and it's not the best example of everything, but it'll be the time of, like, see where he is against everybody else. I mean, if he's training with somebody else, he's back with the team. If he can get those, like I said, if he can get the starts figured out, if he can not even hole shotting, not even that. If he can just get to the point where he's starting like, you know, second, third, fourth consistently right up in the front where you're not trying to battle through people, you're not having to take, the suboptimal lines everywhere. If he can do that consistently, he's going to win this title. I think he's going to in general. I mean, obviously, Juju is. I don't want to say I hope. Well, I don't want to say this. I hope it's not. But you look at all the injuries, especially the shoulder injuries we've had this year. Prado thinking it was just a collarbone or dislocated arm. It's fine. And then he had to have surgery. Hunter Lawrence, same thing. Oh, it's not that bad. No, he had to have surgery. And with Juju having a dislocated arm and then racing on it, I really hope he doesn't have one of these things where it turns out from it's not that bad to out, because obviously you never want to see that. You don't want to see people get injured. You don't want to see people win championships because the whole field is gone. I think at the moment Deegan has like a 6 point lead or something like that. But I mean, between Smith is out, I think Shimoda is, I think, third now in the championship, something like that. You got Smith or Barometer who's injured. If Deegan stays healthy, knock on wood, whether you like him or you hate him, you got to say you hope that he stays healthy just for the championship in general. You don't want to see anything like this year happen because it just sucks. You never want to see competition get to the point where it's the last man standing wins. It should be the fastest guy. It should be the guy who has the most speed and the most talent who wins. I know that's not how it works all the time, but it's going to be one of those things. Obviously, Indianapolis is going to be a good barometer of where it is. You're going to get the East guys who've had well, I guess they're coming right off of Daytona, so they'll have that. They won't be rusty. Hopefully no more of them get injured, and we'll see where he falls. I'm excited for it. I always like Daytona. It's a great differentiation or different race in the middle of Supercross. Like, yes, it's a Supercross race, but it's not really a Supercross race when you compare it to the rest of them. I'm excited for this. I mean, obviously, I think Deegan's going to win this title. Uh, he should have won this pretty easily. He just made it very hard on himself. And who knows? Maybe the swap of training is what he needs. Maybe it was the problem, and now he'll be perfectly fine and go on and win and be happy. But I don't know. This is where I'm going to leave you guys. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. Good idea to switch from Craig. Should he have stayed there for a while longer and see if he could have done it better or something could have been fixed with it? Whatever. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. While you're down there, make sure to like, share, subscribe, do all the fun things this platform allows you to do because it really just helped me out. I appreciate it. And with that, I'll see you later. Peace.